Hello food fans, going to have everything today from soup to nuts, so it'll make a nice big lunch. And what kind of soup you ask or you don't ask? Some vegetarian vegetable. I guess that's not the same as vegan, but it's vegetarian. We're going to have another vegetarian item, some salad. We're going to have soup, sandwich, and salad. And I got a couple of kinds of salad here. And we might even have a surprise at the end of the meal, so let's get started. We have some soup. This is vegetarian vegetable from Campbell's, and I've enjoyed that many times in my life from when I was counting my age in single digits. And that's the soup. The salad we have from the deli section of Walmart. We've got coleslaw, and we also have potato salad. So we got plenty of salad. And the sandwich. The sandwich, I will take the one bread slice away. You see there's plenty of tomatoes, and that's the Morningstar Farms bacon strips. It's not real bacon. And what else is there? Oh, there's root beer. We'll have some root beer later on. Put this out of the way. And this soup is hot. And I do have some crackers for the soup, and the crackers are oyster crackers. I don't know if you like oyster crackers or not. I do. So we put a few crackers into the soup, and we get started. And remember, this stuff that comes from the oven, even if it's the microwave, it can be way too hot to eat too early. Just be very careful and don't burn yourself there. I take some relish, and I'll put the relish on the sandwich. And the sandwich is a bacon and tomato. I don't use lettuce on my bacon and tomato sandwiches. Much as I like cabbage, I'm not a big lettuce person. Put that in there. That's enough of that. And I'll put that back out of the way. And we will start with a spoon. I guess we use this spoon, and taste the soup. Soup to salad to sandwich. Stir up the oyster crackers into the soup. This is actually a pretty big meal, even though each item in the meal is more vegetarian than it is meat. It does have some meat of some sort that's in the processing when they're making the soup especially. It is quite good, and I use some rigatoni as I was fixing the soup. I cooked some rigatoni pasta in with it. Hope all is going well for you. We've had very warm weather for this time of year. I guess in a few days, 2 or 3 days, we're going to have our first freeze, overnight freeze. Move some of this stuff out of the way. Try some of the salad. Move this over here a little bit. I'm a big fan of coleslaw. And where did I put my spoon? It's in here. Coleslaw is good and supposedly very good for you. I have a couple of bites. And this back a little bit more. And have a bacon and tomato sandwich taste test here. And the bread is multigrain bread that has been toasted. That's a pretty big sandwich. Lots of tomatoes and bacon flavored strips. I don't know if they're actually flavored. They wouldn't be flavored with bacon by Morningstar Farms. I think they've got something that just tastes like bacon, but I don't know what the ingredients are offhand. Life has been good to me. I think the most fun I've had doing what could loosely be called work was when I worked in the movie business as a background actor. Worked in lots of different movies, TV shows, commercials. And I met a lot of very interesting, nice people. Jonathan Winters was the funniest person I ever met. Danced with Lana Turner on Falcon Crest during the rehearsals. I was standing in for Mel Ferrar, who was directing and acting in the scene. He wanted to see what it looked like with himself and Lana Turner dancing in a scene. So he had me dance with Lana Turner while he looked through the lens of the camera to see how he wanted the camera shots to be focused. The sandwich is good. I worked in a movie called Melvin and Howard. Melvin Dumar, Howard Hughes. Sort of a comedy based on actual events. Let me get some root beer. Let me get some root beer. Let me get some root beer. This is A&W root beer. Root beer makes a nice beverage for almost any lunch. Have some more sandwich. Bacon and tomato is one of my favorite sandwiches. Hamburger probably the favorite. Some other shows I worked on. Grease 2, I was the bowling alley manager. That was a nice show to work. Patricia Birch was the director. I think she was the choreographer on the original Grease movie. I had bad luck with Grease 2. It was released the same day as E.T. and everybody lined up to see E.T. and they overlooked Grease 2. Worked Psycho 2, Grease 2 and Psycho 2. Smoking the Bandit 2 I worked. Psycho 2 is a pretty good movie. It was made with Anthony Perkins. When we did a scene, I was one of 4 grave diggers. We supposedly dug up a grave and pulled a coffin out to be re-examined by law enforcement. And they used a real skeleton. They had an actual skeleton in the scene. And the skeleton had worked on 2 previous movies, so it was a skeleton, I guess it was well qualified to play the part of a skeleton. Anthony Perkins was very nice. He signed lots of autographs for people who were visiting the Universal Studios tour. First series I ever worked was Vegas, V-E-G-A $, with Robert Urich. Again, he was a nice person. They used me to stand in one scene where his stand-in was doing something else at the time. So I can say I stood in for Robert Urich. More of the sandwich. Everything from soup to nuts. From soup to nuts. From soup to nuts. From soup to nuts. And the sandwich is a big part of it. If you want to get into movies as an extra, check the film commission in your state. In places like Los Angeles, New York, places where there's lots of work, you don't have to contact the film commission, just find out who casts the extras in movies and TV shows and commercials, and ask when they'll be seeing people, and you'll probably end up working in at least one movie. If you're in an area where they don't make very many movies, you probably will have to contact the film commission of your state or your city and ask them who does the casting for the movies, the TV shows, and the commercials that are filmed in your area. And if you do work for a movie project, a casting company, be sure to give them your resume. List your special skills and abilities. Look on the internet to see what they prefer for resumes being submitted for screen extras work. I haven't worked in movies, TV shows, or commercials in at least 20 years. But I definitely enjoyed it when I did work in that capacity. Potato salad. This is a big container of potato salad. This will probably last me for a week. And I will keep it refrigerated, of course. One of the people I worked with in a series, I think the series was called Tales of the Golden Monkey, or Gold Monkey. And Roddy McDowell was one of the actors. I never did have a conversation with him, but I liked his custom license plate, which read X Moppet, X-M-O-P-P-E-T, or maybe two T's. But he was a former child star, big roles, parts in big movies. He was a very busy young actor. Then when he got older, jobs were harder to find. Root beer. No complaints about this meal. Cover up the relish jar. My favorite studio to work when I was in the business was Paramount. Paramount had lots of stages where major movies had been filmed. Same is true, of course, of Universal, MGM, 20th Century Fox. All the studios have excellent histories. If you're in Southern California, just contact any movie studio and see if they're having tours. They might have a walking tour where you walk in and you see the set they're working on today, or maybe they'll show you some of the stages where famous scenes were filmed. Almost every studio in the Southern California area has fallen into a not so safe at night neighborhood, whether it's Universal, Paramount. I don't recommend going to any of the major studios at night to do sightseeing. And now, time for nuts. I have everything from soup to nuts, and a secret dessert that probably has some nuts in it. This is Baby Ruth candy bar left over from Halloween. But to take care, first of all, of soup to nuts, I will just get in there with a spoon. These are nuts that are, this is from Walmart. It's the house brand of peanuts, dry roasted peanuts. Nuts have protein. Quite good. And I'll get my Baby Ruth candy bar. Let's see if I can, there we go. The Baby Ruth candy bar is easy to open. Thank you for coming over. Thank you for listening to my stories. And thank you for watching.